Hey, what's going on, beautiful Jellyfish? It's Tracy, and today I'm going to be doing a video on EDH cards under $1. This is actually the second part that I've done. I will list in the down bar below all the cards I mentioned along with the first video, because honestly, who doesn't like a good budget and who doesn't like cards that are super cheap? And that's what I think I really like about EDH is if you're someone who's trying to build like even a decent deck, like you can build a decent EDH deck honestly for very cheap. So let's get into it. So the first card I want to talk about is Swiftfoot Boots, and I feel like this card belongs in like basically every EDH deck because it's really good for your commander. I was talking in a video recently about how haste has like become one of my favorite things, I think, because a lot of times I'm like, yo, my board is super sweet, but do you know what would be better if I had haste? Very, very good to like use on your commander, just a creature you need to just immediately attack with. Also, the hexproof in this is like so important. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, damn, someone has Swiftfoot Boots and I really want to target their thing, but I can't. And it's very obnoxious. It's a great card. Belongs in so many EDH decks. And it's like 30 cents. It's great. I'm sorry, it's like 99 cents. Okay. Okay, the next card, this is a pretty specific card, I would say, to multicolored decks, but it's a really good mana ramp card, and that is Shard Convergence. What I really love about this card is that it does not need to be basic lands. So if you're playing this in like 5-color deck, you could just get your dual lands and stuff like that, which is really awesome. You don't get a green source though, which is kind of annoying, but you get 4 other lands for 4 mana and they go to your hands, but again, it's not basic. So good in like tricolor decks, 4-color decks, 5-color decks. Shard Convergence is a really great card. I run it in my 5-color deck and I absolutely love this card. And even too, like, even if you're honestly doing like, even if you don't have fancy lands, like you're not really spending money on your mana base, which I totally understand. Like I don't have fetches and chalks in any of my EDH decks. That's something in the future I want to upgrade to, but for right now, no, that's not it's not a priority. But even if so you get basics, I get basics from this and it's still really good. So this card's awesome. Huge staple card that should basically be in like every blue EDH deck, and that is Treasure Cruise. This card's like 3 cents and it's just incredible. Yes, it has Delve, and you know, it would be nice if you have cards in your graveyard, but to be honest, like sometimes you do just like late stages of the game, you just hard cast like Treasure Cruise. I've totally done it before. So sometimes that is the reality, but you know, you're gonna be playing games and where you're just gonna have stuff in your graveyard and you're like, cool, like don't need these cards. You know, you're gonna be having lands, things like that. Again, even if you're not running like fancy fetch lands, you're running like Evolving Wilds, and the same card that's Evolving Wilds that I can't think of the name of right now, but running things like that, just having cards in your graveyard. Again, sometimes you just do hard cast it. Drawing 3 cards for like 1 mana is really good, even at sorcery speed. It's incredible. So love Treasure Cruise. We'll go in like every blue EDH deck I ever build. Okay, the next card is Planar Cleansing, and I love this card because I feel like sometimes like board wipes can be like a little bit more expensive, but they're so important, and I feel like a lot of times like newer players or whatnot can be kind of hesitant about running board wipes because they're like, but it blows off my stuff. But like sometimes it's like totally important to like get rid of the entire board, even if it does hurt your board, because you're stopping your opponents, which is really important. And a card like Planar Cleansing is like 50 cents and it is incredible. It does massive work. For only 6 mana, you get to destroy each non-land permanent. Card is so important, such a huge EDH staple, and it's like 50 cents. It's awesome. Card's great. Love, there's a ton of board wipes that I run and that I like, but this is definitely one of my favorites just because it gets rid of anything. Love this card. This is definitely a hated card by a lot of people, but that is Worldslayer. This is really good for those like indestructible type decks, or like say you have like an indestructible commander and you're like, I'm gonna be super mean and like blow up everyone's board, but like leave my indestructible dude. Or you know, if you just want to make everyone scoop up their cards because you're like, I'm just gonna destroy everything and everyone's gonna start from scratch, including yourself. This card is really sweet. It definitely doesn't go in like every deck, but I have it in Avacyn board wipes. Like if you're doing a deck around like a lot of board wipes, I would totally recommend Worldslayer. And again, especially if you have Indestructible on your side and a lot of ways of getting Indestructible, I would highly recommend this card. It's a ton of fun to Worldslayer everyone, because at that point, pretty much everyone scoops up their cards and you've won. So card is great. Okay. Next card, every single green EDH deck should be saying hello to Reclamation Sage, and it's like 25 cents. You can't beat it. though I totally recommend the promo, by the way. The promo is a little more expensive, but it's beautiful. But if you're on like a total budget, card's just incredible. I needed ETBs. You just start target artifact or enchantment, and you're left with a 2/1. Like, it's super basic, but it is so important. I love cards like this. I said this before, but I love cards that like remove stuff, but then you're left with a creature. Like, that to me is like the epitome of like my favorite Magic cards. Oh, I'm obsessed with cards like this. Very important. People are going to be running, even if you're not playing against like a deck that's has, you know, an artifact or enchantment theme, people are going to be running a ton of artifacts, enchantments. They're going to be running basic things like Soul Ring and Thorian Dynamo and like all that sort of basic mana ramp stuff. Cutting someone off from their mana supply is really good in early stages of the game, or in late stages they have a super threatening artifact or enchantment. Like, I found this to be useful in so many situations, even if my opponent only has like a handful of artifacts or enchantments. Card is super important. I will run this card till the end of time, unless they come out with something better, which I highly doubt. Okay, I speak a lot of the charm cards, but I really love them. They're so good for people on a budget because they do a ton of different things. I recommend these in like modern sideboards like all the time. I'm guilty of like building modern decks and like tossing a charm here or there because they're great. They have them for all the different color combos. They have like all of them for the 3 color combos and the 2 color combos. They should totally make some 4 and 5 color charms, guys. That would be so cool. But I'm a huge fan of these. I have on the screen Naya Charm, but all of them are really fantastic. They do a ton of different things. I like this one because it's return target card from a graveyard to your hand. Tapping all creatures target player controls is really powerful. And then dealing 3 damage to creature. Like, they have a ton of different modes, which I love. I love flexibility in cards. I think that's like super important. And they're instant speed, which is fantastic. So I think you'll tend to find if you have the chance to run cards that have options, you're definitely going to want to run those. Huge fan of the charms. Love them a lot. Okay, I remember Deathbringer Regent. I remember when my game store was giving away promos like on EDH night, and I remember I had at one point, like, I swear, like 20 different promo Deathbringer Regents. Deathbringer Regent is a fantastic card, though. It's a card that I will always have on hand and run in like all my black EDH decks because it's like, it's great. It's like, yes, you have to have like 5, you know, creatures. They have to be 5 creatures on the battlefield to destroy all creatures. But like, honestly, if you're playing in big games of EDH, this shouldn't be an issue at all. And on top of that, afterwards, you're left with a 5/6 flyer. Like, this is incredible. Really, really good against like with graveyard recursion decks because then you can just bring Deathbringer Regent back and like recast it and you're left with a creature. This card is like everything I want in a Magic card, and it's like 75 cents. It's so incredible. Deathbringer Regent continues to be one of my favorite board wipes. Definitely something I would check out if you need a board wipe plus a creature. It like takes both of those places. Oh, love this card. Alright, I talked about Staff of Nin recently, but I can't get enough of this card because it's great and belongs in like every EDH deck, and it's under $1. It's so good. I'm not going to talk that much about it because I talked about it recently, but it's 6 mana, being able to upkeep, you draw a digital card. Like, come on, that is incredible. Card advantage, yes, hello. I don't even care what kind of deck you're playing. You want more cards in your hand, most likely. And then you just get to ping something. You can just ping someone to death, which is great. It's an artifact, so you can pay any amount of mana for it, which I love. Staff of Nin, amazing, great card. Definitely run this card. The last card I want to talk about, I feel like I have not talked about this card in a while, and that is Karamatra's Alkali or Alkaloid. I love this card. I run this in Yisun, which I'm actually thinking of taking apart. I've been saying I'm thinking of taking the deck apart for like years now, but I run this card. This is so good in either monocolored green decks or decks where you have like a ton of green symbols. This card is bomb.com, guys. Oh my god, it's incredible. It's 3 mana for a 1/4, and you add the amount of mana equal to the amount of green symbols you have, equal to your devotion to green. So any amount of green symbols. This in like mono green decks is amazing. Like, guys, I can't tell you. This is what is the card that's like this, but it's a land. Oh my god, I can't think of the name of it right now. But it's Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx. This is like Nykthos stapled onto a creature. Though Nykthos, you get to pick the color. Oh my god, Karamatra's Acolyte. Oh, love this card. It is just so good. The fact that you can just like tap it, and you can potentially untap it too, so you get like additional, you know, mana into your pool. This card is incredible. If you have like 5 mana symbols too, that's like 5 additional mana to your pool. card gets out of hand very fast. I would highly recommend this card in green decks, and it's like under $1. It's like 75 cents. It's incredible. So that is it, guys. That is it for part 2 of EDH Cards Under $1. I definitely want to continue doing these though, because they're a ton of fun to talk about budget cards that are awesome, but you can get them from under $1, which is super sweet. So that is it in this video. I will see you guys next week.